Here we're going to look at an example on how to use the change of base theorem in order to evaluate a log that has a base that is a decimal. Okay, or really any base that's something other than the common base. You can use this, but most specifically if we have decimals like this one here, you definitely want to use change of base. And so what the change of base says is we are going to convert our decimal with a crazy base into a base that's common. So if you remember, common base is usually the common is log base 10. And so that is what most calculators, or most all calculators, are programmed to. So the way it simply works is the big number, or the value that you are taking the log of, is your numerator. The base becomes your denominator. Okay, so once again, the big number here is what goes on the top. The little number here is what goes to the bottom. And what we do is we change to common logs. So this, in a sense, is going to be the log of 1700 over the log of 5.3. And so what you would do in your calculator is just that. You would type log of 1700 divided by 5.3. And when you check this, you should come out with 4.460. And the reason we went all the way out to 0 is because your directions want the nearest thousandth place. So you can't leave the 0 off. If you want the thousands, you need to include it. And so that's essentially everything that you would need to know about changing your base. Now, as far as a little bit of extra practice, one of the things that we can look at again is reinforcing the idea that you can solve most log problems without using a calculator, and we do that just simply by applying the properties that we know. So here, the first thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and use the power rule. So the power rule says that the power goes down on front, so this becomes 3 log base 5 of 25. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to look at just the log base 5 of 25. And so here, when we evaluate, what we're looking for is we want to rewrite into exponential. So in this case, what we'd be looking at is 5 to the x is equal to 25. Well, we know that 5 squared is 25, so in this case we end up having 3 times 2, which is going to give you 6, and so that's your overall answer. Now if we look at this other one, here we have natural logs and logs. So the first thing we want to do, again, is we are going to start off by using the power rule. So the power rule says this becomes 1.5, and then I have the natural log of e minus the log base 4 of 2. So here, when I look at the natural log of e, this is going to undo each other. And so in that case, we're going to just simply end up with 1.5 minus the log base 4 of 2. And now here again, we want to rewrite into exponential. So we would have 4 to the x is equal to 2. Well, in this case, because my 4 has to reduce down, we would take the square root. So here we would have that x is equal to 1/2. So if we write this, we're going to have 1.5 minus my 1/2. And if we do the math, gives me 1 as an overall result. So there you have it. Examples on using the change of base formula and being able to evaluate an exponential function without using your calculator. So So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope this video put a smile on your face, and I'll see you next time.